I stop at Chipotle to get a bowl to go, but then we go to Red Robin's and sit down and eat some burgers. What you think?
Yeah, period. I love me a burger. Okay.
We love burgers, ladies.
Yes.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, burgers. Thank you. Good night.
Welcome back to our podcast. Today we have a special guest with us. Introducing Candy. Welcome her.
Hey.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yes. So today's podcast is going to be about all things Candy because she's in her wonderful era of growth and just vibrance, and we love that for you, honestly.
Thank you.
So we're just going to be asking you some questions and just getting your answers on them and just letting the people know who you are because you're great and I want to share you with the world.
I'm here. Thank you, Monty.
Okay, so the first question is, how does it feel to be the it girl, that girl, the one and only? Yeah.
I would say it feels amazing. It was definitely a journey to get to this point in my life because everybody goes through moments where, you're insecure. And also, like, I went through a weight gain experience, like, last year, especially, like, when COVID hit, people were gaining a lot of weight. And I was in a relationship, and they say when you date, you get the happy weight.
Yeah.
And I gained about 30 pounds. So I felt like when I was in my 20s, I was just skinny. No stomach, booty. I still got the booty.
Okay.
But, when you get older, you get the woman body. And then, like, people were thinking, like, I was pregnant when I was not. I've never been pregnant before, okay? And, that just makes you feel like, okay, I need to do something about this weight. So I started not feeling like the it girl because of the weight gain and the insecurities. And another thing was not fitting into my clothes. And then I remember I was giving a lot of my clothes away. And a lot of the clothes went to you because you skinny and you thin and you're in really great shape. You going to the gym too. And I just had to get a new wardrobe. I like a new attitude. And it didn't matter how many times somebody said I look good. I had to believe it for myself. And I was tired of complaining about my body and not doing anything about it. So I started changing the way I was eating. And you can lose weight without going to the gym if you change your diet. So I started doing that. And then I ended up getting a membership at the gym. And I started doing twerk fitness and pole fitness for about a year. And I lost more than 30 pounds.
Yes, and you look so good.
Thank you.
The muscles and the flat tummy and the boom pow. Yes, like she looks so fucking good. Like, oh my god, for real. Like it's so crazy, honestly. You be inspiring me. I be wanting to go back to the gym every time I come home. I be like, damn, I'm trying to keep up.
Look,
that shit's real.
The gym is waiting for you, so you already know. Come through. I'll be there.
Yeah.
So the it girl is it's just a privilege, and it's a lot of the internal work that goes in more than the external work. It's easy to look beautiful, get your hair done, lashes, nails, toes, but then you're miserable on the inside. So I think the real beauty of being an it girl is making sure that you're centered internally.
Yeah. Period. Look at the hair, the glasses, the jewelry, okay, the dress, the posture. Like, how could you not be that girl and you look like this? Like, that is so crazy. So, touching on the topic of the gaining weight, losing weight, having issues with your body image, like, what advice or tips would you give to people who are struggling with, like, body dysmorphia or thinking that, they're less than because they're too big or too small? Or anything like that, because it seems like you had that and you got past it and now you're like really content with yourself. Yeah,
for sure. What a great question. First of all,
thank you.
And I feel like the first thing is just making sure that you're eating the right things. And I know it's so hard to eat right, like I'm always at Chipotle left and right, wanting me to get a bowl, 2 bowls. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my
one now, one for later. I call that an Andrietta.
That's crazy.
And so you just have to. One thing I will say, this is so important, is rather if you are small or big, detox. That's the first thing I would do to make sure like I'm cleansing my system, right? Because if you're like working out or you're eating healthy, it's still important to clean your system out and like really like clean your like liver, your digestive system. And then with like the detox teas, they're like organic, natural, and you're able to like flush your system out properly, and it allows you to speed up your metabolism. So when you do eat, the food doesn't sit there. It actually like leaves your system. It doesn't take long for it to do that. So I would say get your system cleaned out first on the inside. Remember we talked about the inside earlier first with the beauty?
Yep.
It's the same thing with the fitness. Clean yourself on the inside, and then start off small. Take a walk. Because I think a lot of women that may be like small, they want to be toned.
Yeah.
They want some sort of muscle. Everybody wants like a 2-pack, 4-pack, 6-pack, 8-pack. Somebody want a pack. Okay? And so go for a walk, or if you live near like a neighborhood pool, maybe take a swim. Or sometimes what I used to do is have a friend come over and say like, hey, like, want to work out for like an hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So that really helps when you have like a partner to help you with like accountability. So it's like, dang, I don't feel like working out today. But if you know your friend's coming over later, you have to do it because they're depending on you, you're depending on them.
And it makes it more fun. Working out with somebody is always like, I feel like I get so much more fatigued and be like, I don't want to do this when I'm by myself. When I'm with somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, like, I make it like a competition in my head or something. Like, I can't let this bitch outdo me. Like, like yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so it just seems more fun with somebody, of course, definitely.
Exactly. Especially when you make it like an event. And, I'm going to be honest, like, sometimes when we go to the gym, we go get drinks after, get some wings.
Yeah.
And we do karaoke sometimes. So I completely agree with what you're saying. When you work out with friends, it makes it fun. Or just going for a walk with your friends and y'all just chit-chatting and having fun. And then maybe get some smoothies, or like, hey, like I made us, a quick snack, or like maybe, make it interesting. You know what I mean? So I would say detoxing with like a tea, or what I like to also do is, if you want to take it to another level with cleaning out your system, is I like make my own like detox water. So you go to the grocery store and I get lemons, lime, ginger. Sometimes I get oranges, and I'll get like cucumbers. And what I'll do is I'll get it, cut it all up, and then I'll boil it. And then once I boil it, then I'll strain it, and then I'll strain it into like a pitcher. And then you can drink it hot or cold, and you drink it like that. You can add like water enhancer, so like those little squeezy little bottles where you add some flavor to it, like a fruit punch or like a tangerine. Or you can add honey if you want to give it a little bit of flavor or sweetness. But that's another way of cleaning your system out. So again, like the ginger, lemon, lime is everything. So that's another way of cleaning your system out. And just working out with friends, or a quick in-house workout. Again, start off slow. Just go for a walk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we get on to the next question, I just want to say, I learned this from herself. Fuck niggas eat wings. Okay? Fuck niggas eat wings. But yeah, the next thing I wanted to ask is, what are some goals that you have accomplished that you are proud of right now?
Wow, what a great question. I feel like the first thing is mentoring you.
Oh my gosh. Stop.
Is the biggest thing. And I'm so proud of you, even just doing like the podcast, and you working full time, and you taking care of, Monty is a dog mom. Great job taking care of her baby, Puppy. Shout out to Puppy. And, just watching her beautiful nephew and a wonderful aunt, and you're just blossoming to just a beautiful young lady with so much potential and so much life and light, and you just illuminate every corner you step into.
Oh my gosh.
So you keep up the good work. So it looks like my work is doing really great. It's my little baby vampire here. So yeah, that's one goal. Making sure you continue to strive, and I'm here to support you anytime you need, all the time. And we got to go to the mall. We got to go back to Annapolis.
Yeah.
So we can do our little shopping. And I was thinking like, I stop at Chipotle to get a bowl to go, but then we go to Red Robin's and sit down and eat some burgers. What you think?
Yeah, period. I love me a burger. Okay.
We love burgers, ladies.
Yes.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, burgers. Thank you. Good night. So,
oh my God.
I would say another goal would be just the pole fitness and wanting to showcase and being consistent with it. So, thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be performing for the third time this weekend. And I think another goal was emceeing, because that was something I was talking about last year.
Yeah.
And I was interested. I was like, I think I want to MC an event. Mm-hmm. And then somebody just asked me, like, I feel like you need to MC. And I'm like, really? Okay, thank you for like believing in me. And I'll take on the challenge, because I'm going to be performing and MCing. And I've never heard of that. Most of the time people do one or the other, but mm-hmm. for me to do both, I think that's a new goal, to accomplish two things in one night.
That's what happens when you're the it girl. Okay, like I said.
And it's all on 420, by the way.
Period.
So, and then hosting an after party after, so that's going to be a busy day. So I'm going to make sure that I get some good rest here, mm-hmm. get a good stretch session, mm-hmm. and just make sure my mind is clear for making sure that I accomplish the goals. I would say it's like a double goal. Another thing is just maintaining my household, mm-hmm. and it's about maintaining the blessing. Like, you get blessed with something you never thought, something you didn't even dream of, and you nurture it, you take care of it, and I feel like I'm doing that. And what really takes me outside of my comfort zone is when I do landscaping for my home. So I'm cutting the grass myself, I'm pulling the weeds with my hands. I know I need to get a weed whacker, y'all. I know it's in my Amazon cart, so I'm gonna be getting that soon. And so it's important that for women, we always don't want to depend on somebody else or a man to do some of the labor type of works.
Yeah.
And so I was so used to my ex-boyfriend always cutting the grass for me, mm-hmm. for 3 years straight, and it was something I took for granted. I never had to worry about it, and I'm so blessed to have the stamina, to have the energy to take care of the front and the backyard, and it just takes a lot of energy out of me. So the gym definitely helps with the stamina, mm-hmm. with making sure I can do other physical things, and I'm just really proud that I have the capability of taking care of my home, not just internally but externally too.
Yeah, that's good. I'm super proud. How long has it been since you've been here?
It'll be going on 4 years.
Yes. When's the anniversary?
It's September 16th.
Yes, knows the dates. Period. I knew she was going to do the dates. Period. We love that. I love that for you, especially knowing like the backstory and what you came from and everything, what you had to deal with. Like, I personally don't think I could have done what you did. Like, for real, if I'm being honest. Like, that shit was hard. Like, and we wasn't like, close or anything back then, but hearing about it, like, I had an idea because like me and Tay were close, and mm-hmm. she was like talking about you all the time. But hearing about it from you, like, personally, I don't know, it just put it into like a different perspective. And it's really like admirable that you were able to do that and get through that, and especially deal with what you were dealing with at the same time. Mm-hmm. So you really did that.
Thank you.
Pat yourself on the back. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Since you've been through so many things and you've dealt with a lot, you've obviously grown a lot as a person. What do you require in your partner to have? Like, which qualities do you think will best complement you, knowing your background? Like, what do you look for now, knowing what you know now?
Wow, great question as well. She's asking great questions. I feel like, I'm single, and I am first very content with my status. Singleness is a gift, and you have to, acknowledge that that's a season where you're really focusing on yourself, growing, and then building on your friendships and relationships, because that's what really singleness is all about, is nurturing the people in your life that want to be there and care about you. And the first thing I would say is like man of God. Like, he has a relationship with God, with Jesus. Like, if he's going through issues in his life, he's not going to put it all on me. Because it's certain things I can't fix. I can't fix your broken heart. I can't fix your childhood trauma. And so there is something has to be bigger than me. Supernatural healing has to happen. And so if God is there, he'll be able to supernaturally fix you and heal you so that you can be whole when you come into the next relationship. So I'm working on becoming whole. I would need him to be whole.
Not on his way to being whole. Nope. Already whole. We don't build niggas anymore.
Right.
We're past that era.
No more potential.
Exactly.
You gotta date them as is.
Oh my gosh. Exactly. Like. Okay. What else do you?
So, personality is another thing too. Like somebody that can, like if I'm at a party, he can like just have a stimulating conversation with people he doesn't know, people that he does know, and personality. He loves people, you know, because I don't want a man that only loves me and nobody else.
Yes, like, that is so exhausting. Oh my gosh.
For real. For real.
Like, it sounds all nice being the center of somebody's world and the center of their happiness. It sounds good. But once you actually become that and they start relying on you for every single thing, it becomes so, it's like you got to be two people. Like you got to be there for him at the same time while also being yourself at the same time. Like some days I just want to be out with my friends. Some days I just want the space to myself to watch a movie. Like I don't want to always, and you're having a bad day, and instead of you being able to self-regulate, okay, you want me to come over and be with you and fix you and coddle you. I don't want to do that every single time. You have to find some happiness outside of your significant other. They can't be your only source of happiness. That I've dealt with that too many times.
We talked about this.
Yes.
We have talked about this.
I just can't deal with that anymore.
And when I asked your ex what makes him happy, he said you.
Yeah. And
I was really concerned because I wanted his happiness. Girl, I wanted his happiness to come from somewhere else, somewhere deeper,
something in himself, or something, a hobby he's doing, or an experience he's looking forward to, or something, not just her, or when she comes over, or when we hang out. Like no, something that doesn't involve me. What do you have? And the answer was nothing. And that's a problem
for sure.
Yeah, nobody. I don't. It like I said, it sounds good because bitches love to be like, my nigga, my man, and he only wants me, he only likes me, I want my man to be mean to everybody else, But when you actually are in that shit and he's relying on you for all of his emotions, every single one of his emotions is your fault, whether it's good or bad, that shit is not it at all.
For sure.
Because you got to regulate your emotions and his emotions. And that's not fucking cool. That's not.
That's a lot of pressure. And then that could build resentment with both of you guys. And you know, and sounds like this guy needs some friends, some quality friends.
And some therapy.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you.
Therapy. Yeah.
Okay. So therapy, like mental health, is like a big thing. And I think a lot of people are experiencing some childhood traumas that they haven't really talked about, because a lot of men have issues with their relationships with their fathers or their stepdads. That they don't really talk about. And you know, what's your relationship like with your mom? You know, do you have a community? Do you have people other than me, other than your mom? And not just a community, a healthy community. Yes. People to call you out on your bullshit. People that's not going to steer you in the wrong direction. People that you can go to and you don't fear that they talking about you behind your back. A healthy community. And it's not up to your significant other to share their community with you. Their community is for them. Your community is for you. I don't believe in sharing friends, honestly. I don't. I'm sorry. I can't be friends with my significant other's friends, because at the end of the day, I know that if some shit go left, you're going to pick him over me. And I can't be friends with. That's why he who shall not be named, okay, now that he's no longer in the picture, your picture, it's not bothering me. Like, I like you, I'm here for you, and I was cool with him because of you. Now that he's gone, I still have you. Like, what? I'm not hurt or depressed. Like, what? I don't care. I'm glad that I didn't let him isolate me, because he the way she's describing like her experiences, she's spot on about mine. And I felt like he was secretly trying to isolate me.
Yeah.
Because he wanted me all to himself, and then was jealous of you guys, of how much I cared for you, how much energy and time I put into wanting to spend time with you. And then when I tried to make him a part of it, it's like, nah, I don't feel like hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
But you get mad at me when I hang out with them, but I was trying to make you feel included so you wouldn't feel left out. So there needs to be, he needs to have security with himself, self-worth, self-confidence, and the mental health thing is just really huge. Like a lot of men need therapy or need some sort of healthy counseling. There's different types of therapy you can get.
Your homeboy is not your fucking therapist. Can we say that? The homeboy that is cheating on his girlfriend and is telling you to cheat on your girlfriend, and you go to him when you're sad and he just says, nigga, do some push-ups. That's not your fucking therapist. I don't understand why niggas go to the most unhinged nigga and call them their best friend, say I can go to him for anything I need, but your life is still falling apart. That's not your therapist. That's not even your fucking friend. He's cool to be around, but if he don't want the best for you and he's not telling you get your shit together, get your head on straight, treat your girl better, that's not your friend. And I've proven this time and time again with the boyfriends that I've had. And I've told them verbatim, this man isn't your friend, you're going to lose him. And every time I said that, they ended up falling off because this nigga was not a real friend and I was always right.
Moni has the spiritual gift of discernment, so she can feel things. She knows things. Like if somebody's energy not right, she will know. So like I trust her judgment with like any dude I bring around. I'm gonna have her observe him. And but of course we want to make sure we want high caliber, high vibrational men, and we need men that are leaders that will lead us, teach us something new too.
Yeah.
Add value, and most importantly, peace. He needs to bring peace and add value and teach me something new. So that's what I would want from the next person.
Yes. Oh my God. That's the same for me. If you're not bringing me peace, I don't know. Because a lot of problems also that I've had in my relationships is the fact that they always wanted to be around me more than I wanted to be around them. So it's like whenever they wanted me to come over or they wanted me to hang out or whatever, I would say like, and I wouldn't say no more than I said yes, but it was like they were making that request more than I was making that request. And it's because if you are, say we're having issues in the relationship, I'm the type of person that's like avoidant, and I don't want to be around you like until we squash whatever it is. Because I feel like if we're having issues and I don't feel okay, I don't want to be around you because I feel like I'm going to have to fake my affection. I'm going to have to fake be nice to you, and I don't want to do that. Like, I don't know if that's like immature or anything, but like, I just don't be, if the relationship isn't solid, like, I just can't give you 100% of my attention, 100% of my affection, because you're not bringing me peace. The only time I have real peace is when I'm in my bed, in my room by myself watching Shrek. Dead ass. That's
which Shrek? With the first one?
2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, the one with the fairy godmother?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about going to a villa ball and being the fairy godmother. I was going to have bubbles and everything, a wand, the red dress. But we can talk about that later. But
that sounds fun, though.
I'll let you know about the villa ball. But
yes, period. But yeah, if you are not worth me getting out of bed from watching Shrek, then you're not going to be with me. You have to offer me the same amount of peace that I bring myself.
Now I want to watch Shrek too.
It's a great movie.
I love all the Shreks. Do you have a favorite character?
Favorite character?
So many, I know.
It is so many. Honestly, it might be Shrek, the main character. I think he's my fave. I don't know. Donkey's cool. Is it Donkey? Maybe it's Donkey. Okay, it's not Puss. It's not Puss. He didn't do it for me. I didn't even see his movie Puss in Boots. Like I had no interest in seeing it. Right. Okay. It's not like the fairy godmother. It's not Prince Charming. I found them annoying.
Definitely not Prince Charming.
Yeah, not him. Maybe Fiona. I don't think Fiona though. Like, I don't know. She's like low key a bad bitch though. Like, she be handling business. She did karate in the woods. Me and Rob pull an arrow out her nigga ass. Like, I don't know. Maybe Fiona. I don't know. Dang, that's a good question. Let me get back to you.
Okay.
But yeah, so
I like the dragon. That's my favorite character.
Oh, dragon. I forgot about her. So, a question that I've always had for Shrek watchers is, in the second movie, when Shrek drank that potion and it turned him human and it turned Fiona human, Donkey turned into a stallion. What the fuck did dragon turn to?
Do you know if dragon was affected?
Why wouldn't he be? And why she be? I mean, it affected Fiona, and that was Shrek's true love. So it should affect Donkey's true love. True. So what would she turn into?
Maybe
I feel like a dragon is already the top tier form. Like, how can you get better than a dragon?
She said it. Say less. I agree.
Like
a unicorn, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like
unless she was a human,
that would be an interesting side story.
I think we can definitely like get into that about like, okay, like what was dragon affected? What did she? Yeah. And dragon definitely could have had more of a character building aspect in the movies. I kind of felt like they care more about Puss a lot, and I honestly feel like Donkey should have had its own spinoff.
Donkey, yeah, Donkey was like underrated.
Definitely,
yeah. He carried a lot of the friendship weight on his back. So, yeah, but we love Donkey. Donkey is a spirit animal.
Yeah, we love Donkey. Love you, Eddie Murphy.
Okay, so FYI, she has been celibate on and off for the past few years. I think her longest time going, you said, was 2 years. Like, that deserves some praise, okay? Because some of us can't even go 2 fucking days. Like, that is so impressive. So, in terms of in a partner, do you require him to be celibate as well? Like, what do you say to people who are wanting to start their celibacy journey? Was it hard? Like, what do you have to say about that?
Another fabulous, great question. So, celibacy is definitely like a journey, and it's definitely a lot of discipline, and it's not easy when you first begin it because we're naturally sexual creatures. So, I would say that for me, I am not having sex until marriage. And that's a safety thing too, because like I can do the casual, sex thing if I really wanted to, but I'm going to get attached. I don't want to be spiritually attached or emotionally attached to somebody who doesn't want me on a deeper level long term. I'm not, 7-Eleven, just something convenient. I'm more long term, and so I just feel like I would want him to also, hey, I don't want to have sex until marriage either. The next nigga has to match me where I am. So like, if you're still sexual, it's not going to work. And I don't want him to not have sex because of me. I want him to not have sex because of his own decision.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to change my status. Somebody asked me like, isn't it hard to like, for you to be celibate with like men out here being really sexual? And isn't that a little bit more difficult to get into a relationship? And I said, no, it's not hard at all. It's either you're not going to have sex or you are. I'm not qualified for a relationship right now because I'm still healing and I'm trying to make sure that I'm whole. And also, like, I'm trying to, work on myself and forgive my ex and everything like that. And I wish him nothing but the best. And advice I would give to people who are interested or thinking about it or doing it, it just give yourself some grace. And I would just say, like, don't put yourself in a situation like if you're just starting off celibacy, don't go over like to a guy's house.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in a situation where like things
setting
can
yourself up for failure.
Yeah, like a Netflix and chill and stuff like that. And like I did a Netflix and chill with a friend a couple weeks ago. We had a great time. We watched the movie. It was nothing going on, but this is like a friend. Yeah, so it really depends on the person. But I'm very open with telling people I'm celibate. Like I'm very proud to say celibate or abstinence, whichever one. and I'm not ashamed of that status, and it's either you're gonna rock with it or you're not. And that person's not for me. If they can't handle it, I'm not for you. Like, there's nothing wrong with people still having sex too. Like, if that's your thing, just have a great time. Just be safe about it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get pregnant, or don't get some girl pregnant because you were being irresponsible. Because what I always thought about why people can't stand their baby father is because you got pregnant by a seasonal nigga.
Hell yeah.
This person was not meant to be in your life this long.
No.
But now that you're pregnant, you stuck co-parenting, and now you're like, we still don't get along 12 years later. I'm like, they should have been out of your life.
Hell yeah.
So, it's just important to just protect yourself and put yourself first. And a lot of us, we put other people first before our needs, before us. We're the ones who are broken at the end. So it's all about putting yourself first. And don't let no one manipulate you or think that you're being selfish. It's time to eliminate toxic people from your life. And that could be family, friends, co-workers, like a relationship. But I think on the relationship aspect, it's really, really hard to walk away. Yeah, especially if you've been sexual before.
Yeah, honestly. Like, a quote that I keep hearing lately, I don't know why I keep hearing it, but it's saying just because it hurts doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. So like, people will go back because like the pain is too much and it's easier to stay, or they're comfortable, they don't want to start over. But I'm telling you, literally, like, from experience, like, I would have literally been depressed, crying or whatever, and then a thought would be in my head like, okay, but now you're free. Now you don't have nobody disrespecting you. Now you don't have nobody cheating on you. Now you don't have nobody to worry about. Like, you're your own person again. You could be your own human. You could travel the world. Mm-hmm. Like, you could do whatever you want to do. It would make me feel better. Like, of course not 100%, but just because it hurts don't mean that that's not the path you're supposed to be taking. Like, you can't grow in comfort. You have to be uncomfortable to make progress. Like, and in terms of like going back to the celibacy thing, I've never been celibate, but I have gone years without having sex. Like, I lost my virginity at 18. I'm 23, and I've gone years without, I think, to like 2 years without having sex. And that's not to say there was a shortage of niggas. Of course, I was like messing with people and all that, but it was just a simple fact of I didn't want to have sex with them. And it's just, I don't know, maybe it's easier for me than it is for others, maybe. I don't know, but I wouldn't allow myself to have sex with them. One, if I really didn't want to. Two, if they didn't meet my standards, okay? And three, like, I don't do one night stands. Like, I can't do that.
Let's talk about one night stands.
Yeah, like, I can't do that. I think one time I tried to do that. Like, I met this guy on Tinder. Okay, I went to his house. I know I shouldn't have, but I was depressed and, like, I wasn't thinking. But I went to his house. We slept together. I didn't plan on ever seeing this man ever again. We ended up staying in communication for like 2 years after that. So it's like, it was supposed to be a one night stand, but it ended up not being a one night stand. So I've never officially had a one night stand before. I don't know. I'm not judging one night stands. Like, I remember this one nigga I was talking to. He had took me out on a date. And we went back to his whoever's house it was, his family member's house, and we was sitting there, and he asked me my opinion about like having sex on the first date. And I was like, I personally wouldn't do that, but like, you know, to each their own. And he didn't text me ever. Like, the next day he didn't text me. When he dropped me off that night, he didn't text me. And so I texted him. I was like, okay, like, obviously you took me on a date, something went wrong because you didn't text me, and it's 36 hours later and I still haven't heard from you, so I'm gonna block you now. And then he called me and he was like, yeah, like, what are you blocking me for? And I'm like, bitch, it's been 36 hours and you haven't fucking texted me. What the fuck you mean? And what am I blocking you for? And he was like, yeah, you just kind of threw me off when you said that you didn't have sex on the first date. I'm like, why would that be a deal breaker? That shows what the fuck he was after and what he was looking for in a girl. Okay, even if he wasn't looking for a one night stand and he was actually looking for somebody, he obviously wants this sexual freak nature creature and doing it on the first date and doing it whenever he wants type of person. That's not me. And I'm glad I was able to see his true colors day one.
So
like,
smart.
That shit was so like, yeah.
Y'all listen, Monty, she's absolutely right. Because imagine if she would have slept with him and then he still not talked to her, she would have felt worse.
Hell yeah.
And that probably would have happened. Because, like, I'm going to be honest, like, most dudes don't want to prove, but they don't want an easy girl either. Right. And I feel like I'm noticing that, like, what I was telling you about the friend from back in the day, like, these guys found out that she slept with both of them and they wanted nothing to do with her. But if it was a dude, then it's like, it's cool. So it's just like, some men don't really know what they want, but I feel like you definitely dodged a bullet, and you would think a guy would respect that, but some people their maturity levels are different.
Hell yeah.
And some people's sex drives are different, and not everybody's going away from marriage. Like, and the marriage is not for everybody as well. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, for me, my philosophy is singles shouldn't have sex, and sex is for married people. But that's just what I think. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with singles having sex. I'm just saying, from my experience of having sex single and having sex in a relationship, I tried both for years. And now that I'm 31, it's like, okay, after all these years of me going through these trials, I think it's best that I stand down and keep my legs closed, open a book.
31 and fine as wine. Okay, black do not crack. What? Period. Okay, well, thanks so much for tuning into my podcast. That's all it's going to be for this episode. Well, thank you to Candace for coming on the show. We love her.
Thank you.
This is definitely not going to be the last you see of her. Okay, she's going to be here so often and so soon.
For sure.
Yes.
Thank you for having me, Monty. So proud of you. Really great conversation. Look forward to the next episode.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and share and just do everything, because everything. So I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.